I'm sure everyone by now has heard of the game Lethal Company. It blew up on Steam and YouTube a few years ago as a multiplayer horror game. The concept of the game was fairly simple and involved players travelling to different locations, grabbing loot, and surviving against monsters. It was a roguelike gameplay style, with the game being randomised and getting progressively harder the longer you go on. Since Lethal Company's release, the multiplayer horror genre has grown exponentially. While games existed prior, like Phasmophobia, Lethal Company directly inspired some of the heavy hitters of the genre, such as REPO. More recently, these games have come to be colloquially known as Friendslop games, which are deemed to be simplistic enough to jump in and play with a friend group and are driven by the entertainment value of playing with friends. But how fair is it to call these games Friendslop? Many of these games have dedicated single-player modes or have single-player functionality. Do they hold up without the entertainment factor from playing with friends? Do they have significant content? Or are they low budget, with the hope that proximity chat and shared scares will drive popularity? This video isn't just about showcasing a collection of these games, but about how playable these games are in their own right. I'll be playing a run in 6 different multiplayer horror games, from popular to lesser known, and gauging just how fun they are as a solo player. Many of these games are new to me, and so I'll be going in with limited knowledge and first impressions. Buckle up. The way Lethal Company works, I'm sure you all know, but you basically go to these terminals and you pick a planet to go to. Please enter favorite animal. It's quite a immersive game, I would say. I think I really like how they've designed it. By the way, I haven't played this game very much, so I'm probably going to suck. And also, I haven't played it for probably a year at least, so there's been some updates since I last played. I think experimentation is the easiest one. The way this game works is you head to different moons, or planets, whatever moons, and there is usually a creepy building that you must enter on the moon, and then you have to enter that building and collect stuff that you can bring back and sell. Now, it's pretty tough in single player because you have very limited inventory space, so that's one of the biggest issues, and if you die single player, you lose all of your stuff. But I really love Lethal Company. I think it's a really fun concept for a game, and I really like a lot of the Lethal Company likes. I'm just trying to figure this out for myself, but I'm hoping I'll find an entrance to the building, and there we go. So basically you go inside the building and then you will be able to find loot and monsters. So we got this tattered metal sheet which we can grab and put in one of our 4 inventory slots. And that is kind of the game. It's a very simple concept, but what makes it fun is the huge variety of different monsters. And usually it's chaotic and crazy because you can have multiple players die and still escape with all the loot. But obviously when you're playing by yourself, there isn't much to back you up. So if you die, anything that you've collected, you lose. I got jump scared by that. Big flashbang. So when I'm the blue pulse is me scanning, and that shows you where treasures are, but it can also reveal where enemies are too. The other thing with single player is there are enemies that you can rescue teammates from, but in single player, if you get caught, you are just dead. Tell you what, I think I'm going to go back to the entrance and drop some of this stuff outside of the front door. And also this way I can hopefully remember a little bit better where I've come from. Okay, great. Now, at a certain time of day, you have to leave. I don't know what time it is, to be quite frank, but it's the evening. But also at a certain time of day, I think like some monsters appear outside. Flask. Okay, I turned that off, whatever that is. I genuinely have no idea. Was it the lights? Because I would prefer if those were on. Yeah, it was the lights. Now the low-level moons, of which there are 3, usually don't contain that much treasure. They also won't contain that many monsters. I don't really know what this thing is. Like a power core, I think you can take it out and leave with it. Okay, well, there is a monster. It's a blob. Right, so I think we can sell the apparatus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the key, and I'm just going to take as much of this as we can and go back to the ship, and then we'll come back and pick up some more. You drop the scrap in your ship, and you get a bit of a counter to tell you how much you have. And then basically at the end of the day, you need to bring your scrap to the company. You have this homemade flashbang, which can use apparently, and that is the basis of the game. It's not too difficult, but the thing is, in single player there is obviously a limit to how much scrap you can actually collect, because you can only carry 4 items at a time, whereas, you know, if there's 4 players, there's potentially 16 bits of scrap you can take back. But you know, it's still fun in single player, it's just much harder. We actually collected 248 of 350. Let's go to another moon. Go to assurance. And get more scrap. I think maybe this way is how we get to the building. Follow the pipes. Okay, here we go. Finally. I think you have to leave by like 8 or 9 PM, but as I said, like, it gets scary outside. Night. So we're going to try and grab as much as we can. Hope there's nothing too scary in here. Last time we got quite lucky. I think I want to wear the mask, because that feels like it's probably going to do something bad. So there is another blob again. You see this guy? This slime. They move really... Oh. The other thing may have been a turret. I don't have a flashlight. You can buy one, but I decided to not buy anything as of yet. You can sort of see where you're going anyway. Yeah, so that's a turret. Yikes, okay. So this is a horrible map. At least we got 2 things, but there's turrets everywhere. So we don't want to go in there. I guess we don't... Well... don't really want to go in there. So where the hell can we go? Honestly, we might have to just chalk this one up as a loss. I don't really think I can get anywhere here. So take what we've got and just go. Because this game is purely randomly generated, there are instances where you just will get bad spawns. I think this is one of those. You see we have a quota of 130, which we've definitely made way more than 130, but, you know, it's still pretty tough. Because one wrong move and we could lose all that we have, but you also are incentivized to wait till the company is selling at a higher value. So we only collected 100 of 595 that time. Okay, so he bought all our stuff. And we got 100. Got 110 credits. Now, we don't want to necessarily sell everything we have because we can keep stuff to go to the next quota. So I think maybe I'll sell this bell, then we'll keep the other things. We've now met the profit quota. Now, of course, you can use your credits to buy other items, right? So that's why we might want to sell over the quota. But in this instance, I'm going to save my stuff. Now, this comes with the risk of if we die, we will lose all of this stuff. So we reached the quota, and now we have a new profit quota. Yeah, if we have a look at the store, you can see the stuff we've got here. There's a lot. So you get ship upgrades, which aren't really useful in single player, unfortunately. But we can also buy all these items, and these things will take up an inventory spot, but they are useful. So the flashlight is potentially something. I might buy the flashlight, but for now we will go to another moon. And we haven't been to Vow. So Vow is another one of the simple moons, so we'll go there next. I might also go to the store, buy a flash. The flashlight will arrive in like a pod once we've landed. The hardest part for me is figuring out which direction I go in. Okay, so here's the stuff we bought from the store. So that's actually something they've done recently, is we have a utility belt now. Previously, the flashlight took up an inventory space, but they must have changed that to make it a little bit more fair. I guess for everyone, but also for people playing specifically in single player. I mean, now we have a flashlight, I feel a little bit better. As far as being scary though, I would say this game is actually quite spooky. Like I said, it isn't made for single player, but can play it in single player. The games which I mostly will rag on a bit more than Lethal Company are the ones that specify in the Steam store 1 to 4 players, because I think if you specifically advertise your game as being for 1 to 4 players, it should be fully playable single player. I believe. What am I hearing? I have one of those keys now. Okay, we'll bring all this outside the entrance. We could just bring this back. I mean, part of me is thinking we should just go. 4 pieces of scrap. 4 PM. Maybe not worth going back. Whoa. Oh my god, what? A baboon hawk. This might be the thing you have to yell at. Tell it to go away. You know what? Let's just leave. You know, we won't push our luck. It's a decent day. We got like 150 of scrap. We got 125. That's not bad. So, you know what? Let's go back to fermentation. Rainy. I don't know what that means, but that's can't be that bad. This one is the easiest for me to find the entrance. It's very quick route from the ship to the entrance, but of course, because this is the most basic of basic boons, there's probably not going to be that much scrap on it. Whereas you saw with Vow, there was quite a lot of stuff. By the way, it's fully randomized, so every time you return here, it will have different stuff. Why I came back here. So far, getting a whole lot of nada. Okay, so these guys are not necessarily hostile, but they steal treasure and bring it back to their nest. There it is over there. Probably like guarding its nest or whatever. I can't find anything, guys. This is horrendous. We know where there will be stuff. Oh, he has a few things. But not everything, surely, so... Oh, okay, a dustpan. Gift box. We got something. Let's just dump this on the tracks and we'll remember it's there. I'd love to get, like, more than 2 things. Oh, is this the... Okay. Hold up. I'll take this thing. Okay, you know what? We get the apparatus. This is worth, like, 80. We get the 2 items we have here. I would argue pretty successful. I think I'm just gonna go... We could just go to experimentation again. I just kind of want to do that. I think this is the easiest one for me to get back and forth between. So I think I'm more preferable for this one. Even though it may not be the most valuable. But for the time being... For the time being, I think it's pretty good. I guess eventually you learn where the entrances are located every time, so it's not too difficult, but for me, I don't know them yet. I didn't charge the flashlight, so that's my bad. It is pitch black dark. Found the apparatus again. I think I roughly know where I am. Only it's just dark as hell. And I'm sincerely hoping I don't run into anything. So I don't know if taking the apparatus is... I mean, I think it will cause the power to go off. Which I think would kind of suck right now, given that we haven't explored much yet. Moderately lost. Oh, this is the apparatus room. I really don't know where I am. Bruh. I'm going in circles. Oh, okay. Okay, well, we could go back and get the apparatus as well. We have so much though, like it would be a massive risk. I think I'm gonna go back and grab the axle and then we can just go. I feel like this might be enough. 'Cause these are worth 80, I think. Shall we try going to one of these? They're slightly harder, but why not? We could buy the zap gun. Which is, on sale. This is a zap gun. The belt bag. Oh my god. So can we put... So is this like an inventory? Because if I can put items in there, that's pretty crazy. There. I guess we're going in. This feels like it's not gonna go well. It's the mines. That's a mine. There are mines everywhere. Oh my god, and a turret. Can't shoot the turret with a zap gun. So I believe that is a thumper, which is a scary monster that can definitely kill us. Oh my god. What? I have no idea what I was doing. To leave, I think. Even though I've got literally nothing, I'm almost dead. And that sucked, basically. One item, which is worth, like, nothing. Yeah. Let's get rid of this. Hey. Whoa! There's something on my head. Can I research it? I have the pro flashlight. There's a lot of them. Great. Okay. What is this? Locked. We have keys on the ship. Okay, it's right here. Well, let's just go in and see what the hell happens. Let's not go that way. The pro flashlight is so much better. Okay. Avers. Okay, I don't know what that means. If I can get one piece of scrap from... Okay. Well, that was to be expected. Right, I think I'm going to move on to the next game. Okay, the next game I wanted to play is REPO, because this is pretty much the next one of these Lethal Company likes that really blew up. So REPO is kind of the more new version of Lethal Company, and it's still pretty popular on YouTube, although not so much now, but people were playing this game tons when it first came out. This is probably the one that I've played the most of, because I felt like it was doable in single player compared to Lethal Company. So REPO does have a definitive single player mode. The thing with Lethal Company is you're super restricted via the inventory system. So REPO, you have to bring stuff to these pods where you have to earn a certain amount of money. So our required earnings this time is 8,500, and you can push this cart around and put objects into it that you can then sell. There's quite a lot of fun elements to this game. There's tons of different monsters, much like in Lethal Company. There's lots of kind of interactive items and things. It's quite a fun, humorous type of game, and I really like this one. Again, very kind of distinctive art style that's quite Lethal Company, but yeah, as you can see, we found this like mug. We dropped this into the cart. Now the cart is worth 2,100, and we basically have to get enough to meet the quota, much like Lethal Company. The biggest difference, though, is that Lethal Company, as I said, is over multiple runs, so you can save up your resources Whereas in Repo, in order to clear the stage, you have to get the amount that is on the tin. And there's a much bigger benefit to... I didn't know what that was. There's a much bigger benefit to over meeting the quota because you get to spend all of the money you earned in the shop, and you can get stuff like passive upgrades, which I really like as a single player thing. And the neat little thing is that every stage has its own unique treasure pool. So since we're in this kind of sci-fi techie place, a lot of the treasures are sort of techie related. Bonsai tree. Fun fact, I have probably attempted to grow maybe 3 bonsai trees, and I killed them all probably within a week. Definitely not easy. But yeah, so this is basically the gist, and you can see how this is very Lethal Company inspired, because you're collecting bits of tat in order to sell them, and then you are also beholden to an evil sort of company director type individual, and as you're exploring there will be monsters like that one, which is an eyeball that forces us to stare at it. There are many different monsters in this game. What I will say I like about Repo is it's a lot easier to run and hide from monsters. Yikes. You can crouch down really small. Yeah, this one is called the Clown, I believe. And it shoots a laser beam. But yeah, you can crouch really small and hide pretty much under any obstacle. You can sort of do barrel rolls and jump out the way. In Lethal Company, you don't have a lot of ways of combating the monsters, so to speak. So I do find it harder in some respects. Whereas I do feel more confident in this game that if I get attacked, I can find a way of evading the creature, of running away and hiding. One of the scary parts about this game is that the monsters can actually break your treasures as well. And if you break too many treasures, you can actually soft lock yourself. As in, you just literally don't have enough value to sell. We have significantly more than the quota. So I think we'll probably head back to the extraction point soon. And you can see what happens when we finish a stage. And then I'm just going to keep going until we die. But I think I'm going to head back now. We do need to be aware the monster did go this way and may still be... Phone was ringing. What? As in the phone I picked up in the game. So, by the way, that eye forces you to look at it. We could leave this here and just quickly check this other room. Because I never opened this door. So potentially there could be something in here that we could just grab quickly. Are you still watching Moose Fighting Volume 2? Okay. That's not nice. There's an extra 500 bucks. Put all your stuff here, it adds it up, and it will extract it, and then you need to leave on your big truck thing, which is this. So then you go here and you say, I want to go, and you go. You do get a partial heal upon finishing the level. You can see my health total at the top left corner, and you only get a partial heal. And whilst in the shop, you can pretty much buy as much or as little as you want. So what I generally like to buy is health, because then you can avoid getting like one-shot by enemies, which is really nice. And by the way, these are permanent upgrades. So we have a 12k. I mean, I like getting strength as well because if you're playing single player, there are some big items you literally cannot lift. So 7k left. We could get double stamina. I kind of like that. Interesting. They just recently updated all of the stores. And apparently there's some secrets. A duck bucket. 6,000. Is that all? It's also a human grenade. Well, we have 3k. Shall we just buy the human grenade? I don't know what that is, but let's buy it. Right, so now we're going to the Museum of Human Art. Yeah, so now we have to do 2 extraction points. Okay, I've had this before. It's expensive but very fragile. Nestle it nicely in there. We might want to just bring that back to base. Grenade. Didn't kill the big thing, but it killed the duck. Oh. I've not actually seen this monster before, but it throws its heads at you and they blow up. Okay. Is this Poppy's playtime? No. From a distance it looked like Mr. Huggy or whatever. Okay, we need to go back and deliver this. Hope we do not get attacked on the way. Need to get this to the extraction. Oh god. Okay, so that's going to be 1 point done. And then in this room I saw a couple of other things. Yeah. So there's this sculpture which we can just sort of drag in, hopefully. There we go. And then also this doll. Here it is. We're pretty close. I'm half tempted to just leave this here and then go out and find something by hand. What's this? Yeah, this is 1,100. Not quite enough, but it's good. Oh. Hold up. Oh, here's one. We didn't really earn too much more than we needed to, but... Okay, there we go. Level 2 complete. Oh. There is a duct tape grenades. Only 2k. I mean, multiple grenades. Maybe we could blow someone up with that. Sure. I would like to get another strength upgrade, but that costs a lot. So it may be that I will not get this, and instead get the 2 upgrades and then the duct tape grenades. And next we're in the Swift Broom Academy. So we have to do only 2 stages still, but they will be now 15,000 each. So it gets progressively harder. There'll be more and more monsters thrown at us that are stronger. Whoa. Oh my god. Okay, hold up. Can we just drag this? I think I have just enough strength, and this is spawned like right by. Ooh, careful. Trying to bash it on the walls, they're very fragile. We got kind of lucky here, I feel like. 45,000. I mean, it is a dragon skull, you know? I've also got this huge sack of gold to put into the cart. So all we really need to do now is not die. On our way to the next extraction point. And grab a few other things on the way. So maybe let's try and figure out where we're going. Gonna pop this in. So if we can have potentially a ton of money. Ooh. What's that? Let's try and find the extraction point. Oh god. It's like a... head grab, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay. The other monster is... oh yeah, that guy. So the gnomes can be smashed. But they constantly respawn, so... okay, the creepy ghost thing went through here. See if this is the direction to the extraction point. Yeah, well, we at least know where to go. Issue is we have to get our cart over here now. Let's just zoom this all the way there, and then all we have to do is make it back to the truck. The mechanics of going up the stairs with the cart are not the best, but, you know. What is here? This guy's pretty fast. Okay, we did it. We have 54,000. Okay. Stamina, stamina, crouch rest, sprint speed, extra jump, and health. Alright, yeah, there's 5 levels. So this is the spooky manor. Now there's 3 locations. So the stakes just got higher. So in total we need about 39,000. We won't get so lucky, I imagine, to find something worth the entire required amount within the first room, but I saw something huge upstairs. Oh my god, there's a dinosaur. It's the same again. Whoa. You were worth 22,000. Stuck. Yeah, I couldn't really do much there. I'm just gonna drop this off the edge. It will take a bit of damage, but it'll be fine. Okay. There's a frog chef. I didn't really want to come down here, but in pure panic, luckily this is a dead end and there's no monsters down here, but if we grab some of the bits from the basement, then we could potentially get our first goal. I can't really see anything, but just get this onto the damn platform. That stuff's not worth much, but it's something. Tried to save the cart there because I don't want it to destroy my stuff. But I don't know if I did enough. Okay, so it's the clown. And it's that frog chef thing. Oh my god, it knows I'm here. Yikes, guys, I can't move. Screw it. Okay, we died. Yikes, okay. Game over. I think Repo is a really fun game to play single player, and I do think it holds up pretty well. Of course, it is harder because of multiplayer, your friends can revive you and things like that. But I just think this game is really fun, and I actually enjoy playing it for just short sessions usually. But yeah, it's not easy to get far, but of course this is a roguelike game, so there is no end. You just go and go and go until you're bored. Okay, so the next game I'm playing is called The Headliners, and The Headliners is the final one of these games which I've actually played a decent amount of. And The Headliners is basically like Lethal Company, except you have to earn money from taking pictures of things as opposed to finding things. It's honestly a pretty cool concept, and I'll show you what it's like in a second. Okay, so the way this works is you're effectively a reporter who is trying to snap some pics of like an alien invasion. It is honestly kind of a cool game, but again, not necessarily intended for single player, and this game does not actually have a single player function. So you have to host a lobby just for yourself. Like Lethal Company, there's a time limit, as you can see at the top, of 10 minutes. And the longer the time goes on, the more enemies appear in the overworld area, but also you can enter these green glowing areas like Lethal Company. And this is where you will find most of the monsters and chaos. So basically, your pictures are ranked, and you're given money based on what was captured. So if you capture pictures of monsters, then you earn money. If you capture pictures of corpses, you earn money. So we could take a picture of this, and you'll see that we get... Oh. And basically you can take, you want to take pictures worth 1,500 total. There's also different types of monsters like you would expect, and there's also lots of NPC characters who can get attacked by monsters and killed. And those will help you earn money as well. That enemy was the Stalker, which kind of follows you from behind, but if you look at it, it runs away. It's kind of like the, what's it called in Lethal Company? The Bracken. You can upgrade and buy different cameras as you earn money, which can zoom in more, have better picture quality, and therefore are worth more money. You can also buy things like improved shoes, which let you move faster. So there is a sort of level of upgrade system to it. Yikes, yikes. Now, as rude as it is to do so, the survivors kind of follow you, and if you make them walk into a monster, you can kind of... So we got a bunch of money there because we basically got a survivor killed. But that is just the role of a reporter. So I'm going to go back outside now. Usually by this time there'll also be some monsters on the streets. We can try and get a picture of those too. Oh my god. We've used all our pictures, we need to go. And yeah, you can leave at any point you want by going back to the helicopter, and then you can look at all your pictures in the end. And part of the game is dying and getting pictures of yourself dying, but you can't really do that on single player. There you go, we got $2,000. And then you go on to the next level and rinse and repeat. But we can head into the shop and potentially buy some upgrades. Helmet gives us some art. Oh, and it has an attached light. Okay, I'm going to buy the helmet then. And as we progress, the danger level will go up, so there'll be more monsters and more dangerous monsters. Again, very similar to Lethal Company, but obviously the biggest difference here is you are looking to find the monsters so you can take pictures of them, as opposed to trying to, you know, hide from the monsters, which I think is kind of a fun concept. Right, let's head inside the green room and see what's going on. Well, someone died over here. And they have a big backpack. You've only got 3 pictures with which to make over 1,000. So I'm not loving my odds, but... oh, God. Okay, that was worth a lot. Actually, we'll go outside now and see if we can get anything on the streets. That'll do. I mean, it's not great. We definitely haven't earned the reward. So I think we'll probably lose a life for this, and you can probably already see how hard it is, because the thing is, if we would play multiplayer, we would have more people taking pictures. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. So we didn't get enough, but we still got paid. But yeah, we lost a life. Big flash, more capacity and zoom. Okay, let's use this camera then. Oh, we have to go back to the same level. Okay. Oh. Helmet's gone. Kind of BS, because I was on the stairs and also it disappeared. That's pretty good. I might just want to leave and try and take pictures outside. Whoa. Okay, we actually nearly have enough. What if these guys had any gear that we can pick up? Alive, I think. Okay. I'm alive. I only have 40 health remaining, but we need another 100. Okay, there's a monster trio over there. Okay, we actually did it. I thought I was gonna get absolutely destroyed there, but we're chill. You know what? We should have got more money for taking a picture whilst being carried by Bigfoot, but I mean, cheeked up, double cheeked up. Okay, we made 3K. I'd love to buy a camera that had a quality bonus, but sadly that is not possible. There's actually quite a lot of levels in this game, which is nice, and there's quite a lot of monsters. I don't think they have quite as much attention to detail to them as in REPO, because all the monsters in REPO feel very, like, very well thought out, very detailed, very, like, animated and characterful.
Can't wait to see what the end smells like. Judgment!
Whoa. Okay, that was not worth a shot. Oh god. I've lost a leg. Can't really leave until I get more photos, so despite having lost a leg, let's just go outside. It's gonna be risky. Whoa. see an ambulance over here? Is there any chance that we could get a med kit from this? Or was it a defibrillator? Fortunately, that's not really what I was looking for. Okay, so there's that big guy, but we need to find another 2,500 money. Here's the thing, I don't think it's possible for me to earn enough money. Okay, we made 2,157, so we were nowhere near what we needed. Oh my god, this would have been so good. Okay, next up we are playing Panicore. Now I played Panicore one time back in February of 2025, so it's been over a year. And the last time I played for 11 minutes. I got completely lost, I couldn't figure out what the hell I was supposed to be doing, and then I stopped playing. So Panicore, to be fair, isn't as much of a Lethal Company like as some of the others, because it isn't really like a looter horror type game. But similarly to Lethal Company, it's multiplayer, focused on short games where you go into an area and your goal is to find items and escape. Played it once, I couldn't really figure it out, so we're going to give it another go today. So I think the game's lore is that we're urban explorers, or I say we, I'm an urban explorer, and basically there is a scary monster. I swear I'm hearing the hag from the hit video game Dead by Daylight right now. It said we can build a ladder or use stairs, is that correct? Okay, we need a hammer to break out the key. Definitely hearing the hag from Dead by Daylight. Basically you have to wander around and look for items. A brick. I think the last time I played I couldn't find any items, and I also never saw the monster a single time. Ooh. I did hear a terror radius there for a second. This is probably more akin to like a phasmophobia, where you earn money for your performance and then have to buy like better gear, I guess. But I still consider it like a Lethal Company like, because it did come out after Lethal Company in the wake of all the popularity of multiplayer horror, and it is still using that sort of roguelike formula. It just doesn't have necessarily the looting element. I also believe... Oh. Be sure that's not the hag from Dead by Daylight? But of course, you know, I can be playing multiplayer. I'm just trying it single player just to see if the game is still fun if you're playing on your own. The monster didn't... Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, that terrified me. Oh my god. Okay, it's insta-kill. And I guess making any noise is bad, because I was walking, I wasn't even running, I was only on the white level of volume. Okay, 3 sticks plus rope equals a ladder. And there's a workbench, I guess, to build said ladder. $12. Motor oil. I guess if we hear the heartbeat, we need to just like stop moving. As you can see, also the map is somewhat randomized. All those doors for me last time were not locked. I was also pretty far away from the monster. And it zoomed up to kill me. But it was pretty scary, I can't lie. Everything is locked now. Even a generator. Can I not repair this and hit some skill checks? I think we need to stay crouched. Okay, my assumption is the monster is completely blind. It moves in a bit of a goofy way, but it was pretty scary when it chased me. I mean, this is probably a horrible idea to be following so close, but this is kind of the part of the map that I want to be in, so... What the hell even is that? We got a plank and we got a key. Has to be said, having to crouch literally everywhere is not the best. Very uncomfortable for my finger, but also it's just not ideal because I'm going so slow. I mean, maybe just within the terror radius I shouldn't be walking, but oh my god, this is hard. Is there a difficulty setting? Let me just go back and check. My god, that scared me to death. I did not expect it to come in. So it's not blind because it saw me.
Activate.
I'm on medium, so normal entity behavior can see and hear. Oh, can see and hear. In easy, the entity is deaf. Right, we're gonna go one more time. I mean, I don't know if it's really possible to do this in single player. It seems like the no instant death is pretty nice, but having a 50%... Oh. What is the lore of this game, by the way? It seems fun, it just seems quite difficult. The fact that even walking at this pace seems to make it so the monster hears me. It was coming straight to me. Oh. Gonna be locked. Brick did not seem to do anything, so maybe we're supposed to throw the brick at the monster. I don't know. This is hard, man. I would argue way too hard. I've only been playing for 18 minutes. Okay, we're gonna try once more, I guess. It just has to be said, like, it just seems like I cannot do anything. Like, I just want to preface that I am not even running. I am walking. My loudness meter is tiny. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it feels incredibly challenging to progress when I have to crawl around everywhere. All I can think is if I'm in range to hear it growling. Ah, brother. Okay. If I can toggle crouch. Okay, let's put toggle crouch on. You know what? Let's try one more time with toggle crouch, because if my biggest gripe was that holding crouch the whole time is really uncomfortable, then let's just try playing again. Knife? This is probably, I can cut those wires with this. So we're just gonna try and stay crouched like the entire time. Okay, so it breaks in upstairs, and then it breaks through to the stairwell, which I assume it's in the stairwell now. So I'm gonna stay back, but I think what I'm gonna do is try and just literally stay crouched. We could also try running when it sees us. It plays like quite a distinctive audio trill, shall we say, when you get spotted. So we could try running. How is it running? I have made no noise. Legitimately crouch walking everywhere. I don't understand. It seems like it broke the door upstairs and then started running. Okay, I don't know what the point of that was. But we did it. So, higher rank. Feels like that is something important. Was there a car in the, like, big open room? I really remember. But there were two ways to escape. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really listen. That's my bad, I just couldn't be bothered. I also didn't do the tutorial so that, you know, maybe there's vital information. Okay, I think it must be coming down the stairs. Any second now. It's a tire. Okay. Okay, it must be right below me. It's coming back up the stairs. really, really scared right now. Don't want to leave until I can't hear it anymore. Jeez, God. You must be able to win by escaping in a car. Okay, but where is the car though? The only thing I can think is that I need the fire escape key. Unfortunately, I cannot remember where I saw that. Okay, the key is right there. But I'm scared about the noise. I also can't tell if the monster can hear me or not, so... I should have died there, I think. Oh my god. Oh, it's so hard. Bordering impossible to do this by yourself. Like, genuinely, I gave it my best shot there. That round alone was like half an hour or 40 minutes versus where I played like 4 or 5 times in like 20 minutes. Yeah, I think we've given this a good enough shot. I think Panicore is cool, and I like the concept of having a game where you have to stay really quiet, but in single player this does not function well, because it is not fun having to walk around at a literal snail's pace to avoid dying, because I literally found that if I just walked at normal walking speed, that was even enough to just trigger the monster to insta-kill me from seemingly almost anywhere. Then when I managed to actually get to the objective, the car, it was so hard to actually finish those objectives because they took forever and were so loud, and there was no one else on the map to distract the monster or anyone to take over when I failed. So yeah, I think this game is not built for single player, despite having a single player mode, so probably the single player needs a bit better balance from my perspective. Okay, so the next game we're playing is called Pilgrim, and this is very much inspired by Lethal Company. It has that kind of PSX graphic style, which I think is pretty cool. And the idea behind Pilgrim is you have to travel along on a cart and you have to find different items to sell and then also power your cart so that you can keep progressing. As you step off the road and enter into these dungeons, very much similarly to when you enter the kind of buildings in Lethal Company, there are randomly generated monsters and baddies, and there's a shop where you can buy things. So yeah, it's very much Lethal Company. I think it's a cool game. It's not been updated for a year now, so I'm not sure if it's still being developed, which is a shame, but I think it's a cool game visually, and yeah, let's just get into it. So this game isn't designed for single player, there is no single player mode, but you can set the max number of players in the lobby to 1. Yeah, so we're just going to take this stuff and go to the wagon. Now the neat thing about this game is the wagon for sure, and it's sort of like the Lethal Company ship, except it is kind of manually pilotable. Oh my god, I threw them out. It says drop item, but you, like, lob it. Get the key back. Don't know where the torch went. We should probably go back and grab the other lantern. Yeah, then you press go, and the wagon moves along. And you basically need to look out for sort of lights on the side of the road that you can stop at to go and find dungeons that you can loot. I think it's usually, yeah, okay, so if you have a look, you can see there's some like firelight over there, and I believe that we can go... Oh, where am I? I'm on a ladder. I believe that we can go over here and find a little dungy-doo to explore. And then when you're in the, yeah, the Suckley Undercroft. So I think this game is honestly pretty cool. I like how randomly generated it is. I like that there's an overworld. I like that, unlike Lethal Company, as I said, where the ship is kind of pilots itself, you can choose when to stop and go on the cart, which I think is kind of fun. So we're going to enter a dungeon now, and these function much like Lethal Company. There will be bad guys and traps and things inside, but also hopefully treasure. Okay. I think I stepped on a trap. Well, that went well. Let's try again. The 3 trees Undercroft. Yeah, so if you stow... Oh, if you stow the torch, you can pull it back up again. So potentially the torch is just a better option than the lamp in terms of it lasts a lot longer. Okay. There's some treasure up, so that's what we trod on before, a spike trap. I mean, we almost can just go straight away because we have 2 pieces of treasure. I believe you can light torches along the way. There are any. I also have to say the level generation is not as good in this game. As in Lethal Company, because it just sort of generates infinite maze-like hallways. That looks suspicious, doesn't it? I'm concerned to step into traps, given that because I'm on single player, the game will be over. But to me, it looked like we would run down that hall and then be crushed. Chatterbox. I would like to collect these. Oh my god, a crossbow? Hold on. Okay, well maybe let's just take this and go. Anyway, we got a crossbow, which is kind of cool. So we can chuck that in our car. Oh, I see we can store things here. We've got 4 pieces of treasure. Nice. I guess we should store our crossbow there, sure. And let's refuel our lamp. For some reason requires me to press it multiple times. But, right, so let's proceed. So I think, is this just the same place? We could go back inside. Oh, we're back here. Well, I suppose we could take these crystallets. And one of these chatterboxes, which maybe is like a distraction. Well, I don't seem to be able to use these. But we have them. As well as a chalice and... oh, crystallets. Because we've powered this. I don't know what it does, but we'll figure it out later. Okay, let's keep going. So the crystallets are to powered devices, I guess. Even this is very Lethal Company with the kind of jingle for the shop.
Very
Yep.
well.
Made £50. Crystal costs 80. Yikes. You could sell the crossbow. Save game. Oh. I'm guessing if you die, you still go back to the start. I don't know if any of this is worth anything, but let's see. 190. Okay, well the crossbow does cost 150. Right, let's buy a crystal.
Thank you for your patronage.
We could buy something else. Buy the spectacles.
Come back.
Aha, so they let us detect treasures, I guess. And they also seem like it's making it brighter. Can I suggest a crazy thought? Maybe if we have the spectacles, we don't need the lantern. That's pretty dark. Can't take the torch. Okay, I think we need to go back and get the lantern. It does come with a downside of making your green bright. So $10 for a cross, $10 for a blue vase. I mean, this stuff is worth like nothing, but oh, what? Is a big boy. And see that guy there? We can be like, oh, okay, we don't want to stay inside. Oh god. Okay. You know, I did see that on the ceiling. And I thought that it was something weird. But it was one of those. So can I load a save? Oh, we are back at our save. Huh. You can actually save your game, which is crazy. I don't know if that's intentional or... I'm also wondering, this is before I sold all this stuff. Okay, we'll go ahead and sell all this stuff again. I can't pick up the crossbow. Actually, isn't the merchant on the opposite side now? Okay, but I could sell the chalk. Which is useless for me because you can't revive players. Okay, I can't pick up the crossbow, which is pretty bad, but maybe if we start the cart running again, it will be fine. Okay, we loaded the save, but it's also been randomly generated again. Okay, so the catacombs again. We'll see if we can do any better. We know not to go underneath that weird hive thing. There's a crystal. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Still got a crystal for free. That looks bad, so I'm just not gonna even... I think we could avoid it, but it looks like that's death. Let's double back to the main atrium, if you will. I mean, obviously a crystal doesn't equal money, but it does equal me not having to spend that money on a crystal. Okay, that opened by itself. Hello. Okay, so those guys don't kill you. Lantern's nearly out of oil. Oh no. Yeah, unfortunately the crossbow is completely bugged out. Okay. Lots of treasure on. Oh. God. Okay, I'm nearly dead. From I don't even know what. Okay. I think I'm going to stop there. Now the final game I'm going to play for this chunk of games is Gone Fishing. Now this is a really cool, pretty novel take on the kind of Lethal Company genre. This game came out less than a year ago and it's still being quite frequently updated. Effectively, it's a game where you can play with, surprise surprise, 1 to 4 players, and you basically have to make it through the days by catching fish and then placing them upon an altar to appease the fish gods or whatever. All the while, there are monsters that creep around and try and kill you. So it's basically like Lethal Company, except instead of having to find scrap, you have to find fish. And basically you try and last as many days as possible without being killed by the monsters. I played this game for close to an hour, so I have played it for a decent chunk of time already. Okay, like any good fisherman, we're wearing almost no clothes, and let's begin. So yeah, basically, all we have to do is go out to this beautiful lake and fish, and we have to catch bait like frogs we can use to catch fish. There are frogs and worms and the like. And that is basically the gist, but of course whilst we're fishing, things are not always as they seem, and there are bad guys, i.e. monsters around the place. And this is the altar where we have to make an offering to the fish lord to fulfill their demands in order to survive till the next day. So, start by equipping the worm, and yeah, then we cast our rod out and we try and catch a fish. And in the meantime, we have to be on the lookout. I do see what appears to be a dog over there. And yeah, we got a bluegill. So what you basically do is you go and chuck this into the altar. And you see that meter at the back fills up, and you need to fill that to the top. And then you're safe for the day. I mean, let's go and check this dog over here, because... Whoa. It's actually just a lizard. Oh, it's a cat. No, yeah, it's a cat. Oh. Okay, you just stay there, I guess. But yeah, it seems somewhat normal to begin with, but eventually more and more kind of horror elements will be implemented. And there is a... Oh yeah, there's also a trader, I forgot. Who's already arriving, but unfortunately I haven't got any fish to sell. Oh. My god. Okay, so that guy doesn't insta-kill you. Alright, well, let's sell some fish. And then what can we buy? We've got 36. So you can buy like permanent upgrades. So I'm gonna get a smaller quota, and then I'm gonna upgrade my rod and my sinker. And that seems like a pretty good upgrade for now. That was the totem being summoned. But oh. Hello. I'm not sure if he will kill you or not. But while you're fishing, you can't look behind yourself, so... But this game's a pretty fun combo of horror plus fishing, which I think is quite a unique concept, because I personally have never played a horror fishing game before. But it is kind of Lethal Company-esque with the quotas needing to progress the game. And also, of course, it is multiplayer, which isn't... Oh, look. There's the guy that snuck up on me. He runs away when you get too close. But there's also another one that creeps up on you. I don't know how many different monsters there are in this game. That one I've noticed a lot, and it doesn't seem to ever attack me. Based on my prior experience. But the game also doesn't take itself fully seriously, but I think it's got a pretty good atmosphere to it. And it's just otherwise quite fun. Hello, friend. I'm dancing, and I'm not sure how I stop. I don't know how I know if it's done. I don't know, let's just go to sleep before we die. Okay. I don't think... Oh no, I think the value went up when we cooked it. Let's try and appease... Oh, cook increases value. Smoke. Ah, so we should be cooking the fish. Okay, yeah, so we should... I guess we should always cook the fish. Oh. That's the guy that I think got me last time. They didn't kill me, so I don't really know... Whoa. Oh! What? Oh. fell. Oh. What if I drop this? Oh, why is my salmon breakdancing on the floor? Hello? Okay. I think it's safe. Okay, we kind of got owned, but I didn't seem to die, so... Right, so I guess that's a bullfish or something. Okay, yeah, that nearly did it by itself. Sweet. We can spend the rest of our time... Oh. So, we stay on the pan. Okay. Let's sell these two fish, which are worth a decent bit of money. %increase in size for all fish caught. Generates passive gold. 25% longer daytimes. These are all pretty good. I'd love to buy multiple. We can sell this salmon for 12. Or we can sell this. Worth 25. I would like to get 20% longer daytimes, 20% increased fish size. Let's upgrade our line. And then we'll sell... We can only have one more totem, so I think I'm going to save that potentially something better. And we could increase the sinker. Rum. If we catch one more fish, we can upgrade like the line maybe. So let's sell this just immediately, and then we'll buy the line. Makes it easier to catch bigger fish. Actually, can't we get the cat to get bait for us? Find bait. Okay, that's helpful. Now there is an exploration element to this game as well, because you can sort of wander around and explore, and there's some different fishing spots, and I think where you can see those glowing lights, it means there's like rare fish you can catch over in that area. I'm mostly just trying to get like my game started by building up a bit of a nest egg and upgrading all my stuff. So what the hell's happening? Oh my god, there's a human man. So I think I fished up a heart. And then there was a man on my shores. Who I can now use as bait. So yeah, that's interesting. I mean, do we want to use that now? I mean, I don't know what to do with this. Let's just drop the human heart, I guess. Yeah, well, let's use this guy. Oh my god, okay. That's wild. Okay. My rod broke. Let's go to sleep. Be worth quite a lot. Get out of here, you freak. Got enough worms. Also, yeah, what is this actually? Can we give this to the altar? It doesn't say it has a value. Oh. Made it go crazy mode. I don't really know what that has done. 20% more valuable fish. Pretty good. And then let's get the rod. And then maybe we'll just do some exploring now. We've got 4 totems. Okay, well there's a lot of lizards inside. And here's a smoker, which we can take. Okay, well that's perfect. Definitely want this back. Let's try going in this cave. Okay, another cabin. Dynamite? Coming behind me. I can hear breathing. I'm not letting this fish go. Be prepared for a jump scare is all I can say. Yeah. So he doesn't really seem to do anything. Just sort of is a bit of a creep. Besides being a creep, he didn't actually kill me. Okay. Rotting. What was that? Hello? Hi. You know what? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, so these are rotting, but I think we can still give them. They just probably lose some of their value. Well, let's go and fish from this pier, because I haven't really done that yet. Giant barb. Oh. Get out of here, you freak. Oh my god, look over there. Loch Ness freaking monster. Can we catch that? I want to catch the Loch Ness monster. How long are these going to take, huh? I mean, how long does it take to cook a shark? Maybe we should just get the fish smoke. And then let's upgrade the line and the rod. God, I have 2. Well, you know what? 2 smokers isn't actually bad, but the problem is I don't know how to use either of them. Is there like a fire outside there? I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I'm at a loss. Let's just go and catch more fish, because that is the one thing I do know how to do. And you know what? We're going to go crazy, and we're going to go ahead and use our man, because I did just upgrade my rod and my line again, so maybe we can catch a really cool fish. Damn. Still failed. Well, that's okay. We do need to catch some fish though, because we currently have nothing to... Oh, there's a shark. Actual... Oh god. I think I avoided it with my very slow side dodge. I'm hoping for more than just a catfish, you know? Hearing a crazy noise from behind me. That noise was insane. Actually, I think it burst my left eardrum, but okay. Oh, there's like a flying pterodactyl coming now. I'll catch a break today. I've caught one fish. I mean, I know I should run. Like, I gotta catch something. Okay, we caught a white bass. Right, let's run the hell away. Nosferatu above us. I think we juked him out. Oh my god. Saturn is right behind us. What? What planet are we on? The lore of this game is crazy. Must be on Jupiter or something to get more stupider, which makes sense. You did not go to college to get more knowledge. I feel like we're kind of flopping today because I've just been so many distractions. I wish I knew how to use the smoker though. Noise again. So loud, but I don't understand. Well, I'm gonna end the day and end this in here, I believe. Yeah, so gone fishing's really fun. It doesn't take itself super seriously, but it's honestly a pretty entertaining game. It is kind of scary, but scary in a fun and wacky way, and honestly the fishing mechanics are pretty fun. There's loads of different types of fish to catch. There's loads of different levels as well that I've only ever played on the first level, but I don't know if the other maps have different types of enemies, different fish. I guess they probably do. There's quite a lot of content, and this game's super cheap, and it's being updated very regularly, so if fishing strikes your fancy, and you also like kind of spooky games, this is very fun. Also seems very doable and very fun in single player. I haven't got like super far into the game, of course, and it gets harder and harder, but I actually haven't found it to be as bad as some of the other ones we played, which were just like borderline impossible to play on your own. So yeah, I think this is a really cool game.